wanted to express some concerns, and my concern is about Center Drive. I looked at the mission, or the vision of the city, and I don't have it memorized, but I think it's consistent with what I think the vision should be, and that's that the emphasis is on this as a residential community, and it doesn't say anything about it being a commercial or industrial community. So that's one thing. As far as Center Drive is concerned, I've noticed an increase in truck traffic on Center Drive. I can go out there just about any day and find an 18-wheeler coming down Center Drive. So whatever we're doing now is not working. But the long-term effect of it is that I'm concerned about what it might be in the future. But the language that's in the document right now is enabling language. It's not constraining language. I would like to see the language be constraining, that the city council must do something other than just have 3 readings and take a vote. I personally favor a community referendum of some type, because it is a change in the community. You change Center Drive to put trucks up and down Center Drive, that is a drastic change to the character of the community, and that must be in there. A couple of other things I'd like to suggest. As I looked through the existing DuPont City Code, I did not find anything about a requirement for developers to include in their development plan anything about a traffic impact analysis. I would suggest strongly that we insert that in there, hold developers' feet to the fire on the traffic impacts, that whatever they're working on is going to, right now we're behind the 8 ball. We've got the developments in, but we haven't got we're doing the traffic plan after the fact. We need to have a comment.
If you can finish your comments, please.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to just make a couple of comments about keeping the DuPont Silicon Road as the main drive for trucks. It has the benefit of very little pedestrian use. It has a speed limit of 45 miles per hour, which would allow trucks to move at a greater speed if they need it. There are only 2 streets which join it. Davis Place, down by the Girl Scouts organization, and Bell Hill Street, which apparently serves 54 homes or something. A concern on Center Drive, where I live, there every day, if it's not every day, it's certainly every other day. Emergency vehicles are traveling up and down Center Drive. I hate to see any kind of a situation where those trucks are impeded from doing the service that's required of them. I think basically what I'm concerned about is losing the flavor of DuPont. Thank you.
And I would like, I'm here to really talk about the Center Drive transportation issue also. And I think I'd like to see one change in the language that was just recently formatted. And I would like to add additional language. And that would be at the end of the current statement where it says, Center Drive and DuPont Road Silicon as truck routes into and out of the city. I would like to add, evaluate the potential of using Wharf Road as the truck route into and out of the industrial warehouse area located on Center Drive between Bronson and the DuPont Silicon Road. And if they exit onto Wharf Road, then they don't touch Edmonds Village at all. Edmonds Village stays quiet. So that would be my recommendation, is to let's look at the language of Wharf Road, and then let's add it to the capital projects.
The mayor and Amazon reps about the impacts of Amazon on Edmonds Village. 2 concerns I've repeatedly raised have been the increased light pollution, the increased truck traffic, all under the guise of this project behind it. 2 of the recommendations we've made for the truck traffic that we've been fighting for the last 2 years, which we've done online petitions, we walk around the neighborhood and gotten signed petitions. And this is, like I said, an ongoing process for 2 years. 2 recommendations that were getting ground was the Wharf Road recommendation. Amazon used Wharf Road this past Christmas and they had increased truck traffic. So that tells you that it is a viable solution and actually can be done, since they actually sent their trucks out there for about a week long through the Christmas holiday. Second, was that we wanted to look at limiting the use of truck traffic on Center Drive during a time restraint. One thing that people aren't thinking about is that these trucks that go to Amazon deliver their wares at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And in the summer months, when you have your window open and air brakes come hissing down Center Drive, 30 feet outside your back window, and it wakes up your baby for the 4th time, you start to go a little bad. So I think that's quite reasonable to say between the hours of X and Y, these trucks aren't allowed down Center Drive. And I think that's the bare minimum. I think the solution is Wharf Drive, but at a minimum, we need to stop these trucks from coming overnight. And I appreciate your attention.
I'd like to preface my comments by saying I'm speaking as a citizen right now, not a council member. In 1998, I was living in Federal Way, Washington, and I was reading an article in Better Homes and Gardens about planned communities. In particular, there was a community in Florida that it focused on, and it talked about people using the bikes for the trails, and it was a place to work, live, and play. And it said similar communities, DuPont, Washington. And I thought to myself, wow, I want to live in a place like that. So I drove down here. I came to DuPont no less than 10 times before I purchased a home here. I bought into a lifestyle and a quality of life. Nowhere in the brochure were there pictures of semis going down Center Drive. Nowhere was there pictures of industrial buildings or Amazon. I was never sold on any sort of industrial park or heavy traffic.
But I would think that using Wharf Road and Stoker DuPont Road and having some access roads into behind that Amazon somehow would be a better fix for this and keep traffic away from the Edmonds Village, because at the time that the DMC was passed in '97, Edmonds Village was just woods over there, but there's people living there and they're impacted by this. And I was very much against Center Drive being a truck route down to exit 118. That's just, I think there's just not sensible at all. Thank you.
Whoever I meet from Edmonds Village, I kind of get an assessment of what is it actually like. And this gentleman already spoke, but, I go, so how's your life changed since the trucks started rolling? And I wasn't prepared for the blowback. So why would we inflict that on the rest of town? People can't sit in their yards, the trucks stop and idle by their houses. I mean, the list goes, and that gentleman was very calm. The people I have talked to are not calm. So, our idea, and Hugh was with us way back when we did the petition and had, I think, 500 out of 700 people sign it to say, hey, let's keep the truck route separate from the town, and anybody going into Edmonds Village or later, it was already a designated truck route. But why would we inflict this on everybody else? Go survey people in Edmonds Village. We're going the wrong direction. The comprehensive plan is supposed to, like you said, it's a visionary document. It doesn't represent our vision. We're very vague in the old Fort Lake area. We're going to allow adjunct warehouses, whatever that means. Small businesses, even like the golf course, bring truck traffic in, as the other lady said, to deliver their supplies and stuff. So how many businesses would you have there, and how much of that's going to happen? I was really surprised when I talked to the people from Edmonds. I had no idea how bad it was, and I think if you personally haven't gone out door to door and surveyed those people, you need to rethink where we're going. Thank you.
I'm one of the people in Edmonds Village who was not surveyed about the changes in truck traffic. My wife and I moved here about 15 years ago, and we did buy into that idea of a community that was small and friendly and growing. We understood there was going to be more business here. We looked forward to a grocery store, but we were moving into the kind of community that I still do see today, where dogs get out on Center Drive and there's Facebook pages where people post saying, hey, somebody's dogs are out. We tried to grab them. They're okay right now. Well, if we put truck traffic on that road, those dogs are not going to be okay. But what I really wanted to talk about, that kind of came up as I was listening to other people speak. But I think enforcement is one of our big issues with truck traffic. We have rules right now but we have a very small police force that can't handle enforcing the rules that are already at hand. We don't have good signage for the truck drivers to know what the rules are. And I don't think the businesses that are causing this truck traffic feel any responsibility to the community. So if we can't beef up our police force to enforce the rules about allowing more truck traffic on the road, I hope somebody's looking into how we're going to handle that. Are we going to get help from the state patrol because we're now designated as a major arterial? Can we start finding the major businesses that are allowing this to happen, who are not educating the truck drivers that are driving to their businesses? I hope some of this can happen. And I hope that if these studies pan out and somebody other than residents decide that it's okay to have a lot of truck traffic on Center Drive, that we look at that. How are we going to enforce the actual rules that we do have in place? But I'll tell you, if you ask the residents, and if anybody really cares what the residents think, none of us want increased truck traffic on DuPont Center Drive. The only people that want it are the businesses. And I don't know who the city council is more beholden to, whether it's the businesses or the residents. But I hope the residents have an equal say.
In that same workshop, you discussed impacts from future development around the golf course. You discussed ingress and egress. This was in 2014. In 2015, the citizens came to many public hearings. The citizens were very active in the comp plan. We have repeatedly asked for a new truck route coming from exit 119, DuPont Stillman Road to Wharf Road, to Powerline Road, to Center Drive, to Civic Drive. We have enough problems with truck traffic next to residential communities. Last year, this committee and as council members, you put South Loop Road as the designated truck route for future development. Please relook at that. Look at these issues that you've discussed in the past, and there's no action. Thanks. Everywhere you go, they're doing it right. You can't do it right in DuPont. We only do what the developer wants. Please, since 2014, we have been asking you to create a truck route for this property, so the developer must comply. We do not want trucks down the new South Loop Road. We do not want trucks coming through Center Drive. If you establish a truck route that comes exit 19, wherever that's going to be, Wharf Road, Powerline Road, Center Drive, Civic Drive, they will develop it. That will actually alleviate the Amazon issue. Amazon could piggyback off of that. You could then amend your truck route to I think it's the International or the other street. So please be proactive and stop serving the developers.